Yeah, so anyway, so what pulled you into writing in the first place then, right?
Oh, that's a curveball.
Exactly, got to be done.
Right, okay. I'm going back, not many years, to when I was 10 years old. Only a couple of years. And there was a thing run by the Milk Marketing Board, which existed in those days, that if you collected enough silver or gold tops of milk bottles, but the foil ones, collected enough of those, you could send away and get a book on any kind of one of 200 different projects that you could do. It's called the Project Club. You could build a doll's house, you could build a plane, you could learn to garden or whatever. I sent away when I was 10 for a book, How to Write Your Own Novel.
No.
I did. I collected enough, my mum and my dad sent them all away and the book arrived, and I've still got that book to this day.
Have you really?
I've still got it. It's there inspiring me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was, it was obviously there, or both, when I was 10 or younger. I got that book at 10. And then once I got the book, I started to write that novel when I was 10. And it ended up being what I thought was a novel, but probably was only about 3 sides of a notebook. And it was a pirate story.
It should be.
So that was the start.
That's amazing, isn't it? I mean, I know we've known each other for years. I mean, probably become really good friends over the last few years.
Absolutely.
But I mean, I never knew that.
Yeah, it goes back.
Yeah,
Till then, it's funny.
Yeah. You know, I've always loved literature, and I loved Don Quixote as a youngster. Growing up, and it's such a fantastic story that that imagination. Seeing the windmills, seeing the windmills, and seeing them enemies in the windmills, and adventures which go on in your head, which just don't exist.
Yeah.
And if you don't do that on a day-to-day basis, life is really boring, isn't it?
Totally. And that's the fabulous thing that reading and writing, if you do both, fine. But reading on its own. I mean, the guy who wrote the Narnia books, C.S. Lewis.
Yeah.
C.S. Lewis said that we read to know we're not alone.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's how you can imagine being a friend with the characters in your books, whether that's a lion in the Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, or whether it's an idea, or whether it's another fictional person in another country. But it's fab. And what's great as well is even when you're reading a real life story like yours, which people are going to be reading.
Yeah, I hope so.
Quietly confident.
Okay.
Then they can identify with that, even though they haven't been through what you've been through. But it'll touch on things that they've experienced. It'll trigger something that will be, oh yeah, I remember feeling something similar, and this is how I reacted. Because even then, it's a fabulous process.
Yeah, it is. I agree. I mean, the whole process of you write the book, which I thought was a heck of an interesting thing. I did in the first place, and then the process of taking it through to getting published. That's like writing another book, isn't it? It's another task in itself again, isn't it? But it's absolutely great. So you've got another book coming out at the moment, haven't you?
There's a couple on the way. The one fairly most imminent at the moment, as we speak right here today, is a book I've written with, not kind of ghostwriting, but with joint authors.
Yeah.
A former MP for Carmarthen, and it's about the political history of Wales in the 1980s. Okay, you can switch off now if you really want to. But it's not that bad actually, because it was quite an interesting decade.
Everything went on in Wales in the 80s.
The miners' strike is a particularly good example. The Falklands War as well. So there's a lot going on. And then also, completely different ballgame, I'm writing the life story, as in a co-author of one of Wales's best-known opera singers, Alun Gibbard. Who's just finished 2 really successful runs in Covent Garden of all places.
Yeah.
He starred in Tosca, and then he went on to do Peter Grimes straight after, Tosca with Angela Giorgio, who was the David Beckham of the opera world,
Yeah.
and then Peter Grimes with Sigrid Tarbell,
Yeah.
pretty well-known Welshman as well.
Yeah.
So Aled, I'm doing his story, and he's such an absolute nutcase of a character in the most lovable way possible. It's a joy working on that, in complete contrast to politics in Wales in the 1980s.
Yeah.
And then throw a biker in the middle.
Well, that's it. I mean, I'd like to think what I've written about is more than anything is positivity.
Oh,
In my opinion, it doesn't matter if you're collecting stamps or riding a horse or riding a motorbike right across America like I did. It's all about feeling positive and getting through the year and out.
I know, I mean, that is exactly my reaction. When I first saw that, it's not the fact that you rode Route 66 that got me fired up.
Yeah.
Because other people have done that.
Yeah.
Right? And that's no disrespect, you know that.
Yes. No.
But what fired me up was the whole human story attached to that one journey of 2,000 miles plus.
Yeah.
And at the end of that whole journey, and the literal journey on the bike, on the Route 66, to come out the other end with the kind of message that you had was just fabulous. And yeah.
Well, yeah, that was really sweet. That was brilliant. Thank you very much indeed. Take your food's
Food's all right. Yeah.
Not this night, but carry on some other time.
Moving on.
Yep.